Hello everyone, welcome back to my channel. So recently, Alibaba's stock price has dropped around 20% from the highest point. And also, one of its subsidiary Ant Financial's IPO in both Hong Kong and Chinese mainland market has been suspended. So today I want to give you guys an update about Alibaba stock and as well as some bulls and bears opinion. Hope that will be helpful to you guys. So now let's get started. So first I want to give you guys an update about a recent situation about Alibaba stock, because one of its founders and chairman, Jack Ma, has done a speech publicly. He's talking about there's no financial system in China, and because that speech is very aggressive, that makes the regulators very unhappy. So that was like when Elon Musk said he has no respect for SEC.
You know, I want to be clear. I do not respect the SEC. I do not respect them.
And that's basically what happened. So after that, later on, Ant Financial as IPO has been suspended. So it has been raised around $37 billion, and it has been called one of the largest IPO so far. But it was suddenly banned by the regulators. And soon after that, there's antitrust law that was launched in China that aiming at the large tech companies including Alibaba, Tencent, and Meituan. So these serious actions done by regulators has made the stock price drop for both the US stocks as well as the Hong Kong stocks. And that leads to the first bearish opinion, is that because the regulators have more and more emphasis on these tech giants in China, they are gonna put more regulations there. And the development of those tech giants may be limited because since there's more regulations, there's less freedom or less space to improve. As for this time, the impact could be big or small, and the uncertainty is high. So for the investors, there will be still a lot of risk. And I also look at a chart that Alibaba stock already dropped below the 50 days moving average, but it hasn't reached a 20-day moving edge. So at this point, there's no support level found. So for personally, I will not buy the stock at this price level because there's possibly more room that the stock price can drop below that. And the second bearish opinion is that when we look at the financial report, we can see that although the revenue has been increasing in the past several years, but the cost has also been increasing. For example, from 2016 to 2019, the revenue has grown from 100 billion to more than 300 billion. However, the cost of revenue has also grown from 30 billion to more than 200 billion. So if we are looking at the revenue growth, which is 3 times, the cost of revenue has grown 6 more times. That shows although the company has bring more revenue because of the broadened business, but they have a bigger loss at the same time. And when we look at those data into different categories, as we know, the company has 4 major businesses, including core commerce, which is their e-commerce platforms, and cloud computing, digital media and entertainment, as well as innovation initiatives. So in these 4 categories, we can see in this diagram that the revenue most comes from the e-commerce side. That is 138 billion total revenue. But the other 3 categories like cloud computing, digital media and entertainment, and innovation initiatives are all made a loss in this period of time. So it's like Alibaba has trying to earn money in its core business, that is in its e-commerce platforms, and develop its other business at the same time. Although their e-commerce growth has been strong, as this week is their single day event, which is like the Amazon Prime Day. It's the biggest sales annually, and they have exceeded 70 billion sales. What worries some investors is that their daily active users growth has been decreasing. That shows customers has reached the saturation of the users, that they are very hard to grow for a larger number. So if we are looking at the annual active consumers, we can see that the number has grown from 576 million in 2018 to the current 726 million in 2020, but the growth rate has been slowed down. It's like what happened to Facebook users. So the users role is probably very saturated. And for Alibaba's business, it's mainly focused on the users in China. And currently there's not a lot of international users yet. So if the core commerce business are unable to grow and provide support to its new categories, that also can be one of the concerns for the investors. Moreover, the third bearish opinion is there's a lot of competitions externally like Pinduoduo and JD.com. So this year, Pinduoduo users growth has surpassed Alibaba's user growth, and just in this week, Pinduoduo's stock price has increased more than 30%. So those external competition has created threats to the companies, and we also see that Alibaba has done something like they have created a specific app for the products on the lower side in order to compete with Pinduoduo. They have also formed a strategy to prevent JD.com to sell the clothing in order to prevent the competitors to grow. But in this intense competition, and when the consumers become more smart, they will compare price and quality, and also they will pick the fastest delivery. So for Alibaba, there seems more uncertainties ahead. However, there's also several bullish opinion about the stock. One of the bullish opinion is I saw that some of the fund managers like Bridgewater, they have invested in Alibaba this year because they think by investing internationally, they can lower their risk, and they do believe that in China, because of a large population, there's a very high growth potential. So I saw that currently in Bridgewater, they have around 4.7% position is in Alibaba stock. And the second bullish opinion is that in this year, most of the e-commerce business has benefited from a pandemic. When people are trying to stay at home and avoid more contact, they would probably choose online shopping rather than the offline shopping. So when we are seeing a lot of e-commerce in US have been flying on the sky, including Amazon and Shopify. So that's a lot of investors still has confidence in Alibaba as it is the leader in the e-commerce sector in China. So after we look at the bulls and bears, I wanna talk about some of my thoughts. So overall, I think Alibaba is a good investment, and if we can buy the stock at a cheaper price, that has a very high growth potential in the long term, despite there's maybe some negative news that would affect the stock price. But the company's business is solid, and it has a large amount of loyal customers. So there's definitely be a big growth in the long term. Please let me know your thoughts or any other investment opportunities you guys are currently watching. I would love to learn more. So thank you for watching, and I will see you guys in my next one. Bye!